Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are tackling the fork leak problem. So I've got this front fender all loose. We'll get that off of here and see what we can see underneath. I'm betting it's pretty dirty in there. All right, well, with this thing off of here, you can see that this got pretty nasty. That's more or less disgusting, and this is a lot of really gritty debris. So I'm betting that we don't actually have a failed seal, but some stuff got past the dust seal, and now hopefully I can reach up there with a piece of plastic and kind of scrape out the upper seat of the bearing of the oil seal, and sounds like most of the time that's enough to stop the forks from leaking. But nonetheless, I'm going to be taking them out of the bike today because I want to be able to use the one that's full to make sure that the one that I have to refill is the same oil level. Otherwise, well, it's not that bad if one's slightly different, but I'd rather have them be the same. So that's what we're doing today, and it's going to take a bit, but we'll check in after we kind of clean up these bottom areas. All right, so we got these cleaned up. You could see this one here on the side that didn't leak. It's got this little steel, I'm not sure what you call these. Anywho, took it out of the other side there, and now we're just taking our screwdriver in here, and we're just giving it a little twist, working our way around, and we'll drop that dust seal out and take a look at what the oil seal in there is looking like. Should be kind of interesting. All right, we've got this dust seal all brought down. If you look up in there, I don't know if you can see it, but that's the oil seal. So I got this seal mate thing I'm gonna try. You bring the rear rounded edge like this up behind the seal. You rotate so that little hook is above and pull down so it's sitting on the seal, and then you run it around, sitting like this parallel with the fork. You run it around the whole perimeter, and then you pull out as you keep going, and then that little hook theoretically is supposed to capture whatever grit is in there and potentially ruining your seal. So after you do that, then you pump the shocks a couple times just to see if it's reseating. The problem I have is that my forks are empty, as far as I can tell, the one in question. So I'm gonna have to do the other side probably and compare what the two halves are doing. But either way, I'm still considering just replacing the oil seals because the job's not that hard.
Well, hello there. We have made a giant mess in this garage. Fender's still off, as you can see. So I've got some stuff kind of wonky, zip tied, bungeed and stuff so that everything moves right with the suspension. But I want to take it on a trip around the block a few times just to make sure that this fork is actually sealed, which it appears to be. Took the handlebars off. I still have to adjust the suspension back to what it was at. But the caps came off here, measured the oil height on both of those after raising the wheel up. The whole shebang. I'm not going to detail it here. But now, got to go more than half a block on this thing for the first time, basically since I got back from the BDR. About a week after that is when this thing leaked. You can definitely tell that the bars were adjusted higher than that before. But I kind of like this. Before it was reaching down here almost. Not used to the EFI. Been riding carb for a while. Alright, so the goal here is to go around the block, not around the world, though that's all I want to do on such a beautiful Saturday. Now we go home, and I'll probably wait overnight.
Alright, well, sorry for not filming most of this. You guys are along for the ride, not the primary focus. So, got the makeshift leak detectors. Gonna leave it overnight. Everything from the ride appears to show that this seal is working properly now. This is dry as a bone, as is this guy, because I did it on both just to be sure. And they're now both behaving the same way. Like I said, we topped off the fork oil in here, matched the other side that didn't have a leak, and we're just gonna let this sit overnight, see if we see any leaks overnight. But things are looking pretty good. Might have just saved myself several $100. All right, let's check these. Bone dry. Bone dry. Awesome. Well, now it's time to take the brakes off again and then get the fender fished in there, put everything back together, and we're gonna go on a ride today. Nice. Well, we got the fender back on. I didn't realize this, but you can actually put that fender back on without taking the brakes off. So here I am reinstalling the brakes because I wrongly assumed that I had to do that. But we're getting close here. Oh boy, how does anybody do this? Obviously, I'll be following up with some torque specs here, but for now, just snug tight, making sure everything's good, no rattles. Those forks were so clean and dry, makes me real happy. Oh, she lives.